Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another rendition of the Bros and the Berg podcast. Start off, if you're a returning listener, we appreciate you. Not sure what we're doing right, but we appreciate you checking back in every week since we've been so consistent. If you're new here, welcome. There are literally dozens like you, and we have a very warm, wholesome community that'll be happy that you're joining. I'm your co-host, Ryan Doyle, joined by my other co-host, Mr. Robbie Bergstone, the executive producer, Connor Doyle, and you might notice we have a friendly face joining us today. We're really getting into our bag with these special guests. Special guest number one, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Gabe. I have been an avid listener of the podcast since the original episode when Connor forced me to listen to it.
And that is facts too.
Forced.
That is facts.
Fantastic quality the whole way. So happy to be here.
That was all true. I did force him to listen to the podcast.
You didn't want to know if Paul George pushed P. That didn't grab you when you saw like the headline of the episode.
What are we talking
No,
about?
but
Now,
once
some
I listened,
some of
it
the
kept me here.
some of the veteran listeners of this podcast might recognize Game's sultry tone from his excellence in any of the trivias and being a guest picker in certain things. So he's back, better than ever. And we're all sitting here waiting with bated breath to see what Connor tells us that we're starting with today.
Yeah, absolutely. Gabe, welcome back. Thank you for being on. As Ryan just mentioned, the reigning Quiz Olympics champion. So he is back. He is cashing in his
Again, it's just because you didn't let me do stadiums. If stadiums were back, I would have won again. But no, I got nerfed. So
maybe we'll have to bring that game back. Gabe will have to defend his title, and maybe stadiums will be involved. Robbie, we might might try to bring it back on the podcast. But Gabe, we're going to get into some stuff today between the NBA tipping off and the NFL and college football. But I did want to ask you a question right out of the gate. It's a two-parter here. I want, you've been a sports fan a long time. We've had a lot of conversations revolving around sports. Give me your favorite sports memory of your life, and then the worst sports memory of your life. I need both sides of the coin here.
Connor, I think you might have similar best favorite sports memories, but mine has to be these are actually in back-to-back weeks, but mine has to be the 2021 Bedlam game. Just
Classic.
an all-time college football game.
Mm-hmm.
Best game I've ever been to in person.
Yep.
Just back and forth. Sent Caleb Williams packing. Sent Lincoln Riley packing. That was just a great day in my life.
And Ryan was there. Ryan was our good luck charm that day. So
Ryan was there.
Shout out to him. Yeah. So that was a great game. And your worst?
So my worst actually comes the very next Saturday. As Connor also knows, leaving Stillwater at 2 a.m. to drive to Jerry's World, sit in the Walmart parking lot, and then watch us lose by 6 inches. That wasn't a great day. That was one of the worst days.
As they say, Gabe, the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Yeah. Just getting it back-to-back weeks is incredible. Actually, it's
brutal.
Yeah,
I think the program died on the 6-inch line in Jerry World.
It did, yeah.
I think Desmond Jackson killed Oklahoma State football. I think that's what. Really, Casey Dunn did because he had 8 opportunities to get 1 yard and didn't. So whose fault was it? Really? Yeah.
Jalen Warren, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but he was injured. I don't know.
We don't have to talk about it.
Bad memories.
It's been brought up plenty of times in this podcast. We've discussed at length.
Exactly. But, I just feel like that's the life of an OSU fan. It's like, of course it would be in back-to-back weeks. It's the worst moment and the best moment.
I do want to ask one more question. Obviously we just talked about the death of the program. We all know that Mike Gundy is no longer with said program. Gabe, who you like to get hired for the replacement? Any names you got your eye on? Anyone you're looking out for right now?
All the signs point to Zach Robinson, the Falcons OC.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll be the hire or not. He's proven NFL OC, sort of. I think there's other options. GJ Kinney from Texas State seems to be attracting names. If you told me James Franklin, I don't know if I'd believe you, but he's a coach.
He is a coach.
I don't know.
Yeah, he is in fact one of the coaches of all time. Yeah, that is a good point.
It's true.
I mean, as an Oklahoma State fan, James Franklin kind of fits the bill. A guy who can get you 10 wins in and out every season, but just sucks eggs at the big game.
Listen,
I mean, that's just a match.
There's no Ohio State in the Big 12. That's all I'm saying. Right now, there's no big games for James Franklin to lose.
So true. He belongs in the Big 12.
Just saying.
There was a stretch where Gundy would win every big game except for OU. So
That's true. That is true.
So
either way,
take the trade off. All right, so we are going to start off today in the NBA. The NBA officially tipped off. What was that? About 30 minutes ago or so, between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets, and then the second game tag will be between the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. So what we are going to do in honor of the NBA tipping off, we are going to predict the playoffs on both sides of the NBA, on the Western Conference side and the Eastern Conference side. We each have our seeds, and we're going to run down the list just 10-1, and we are going to start in the Western Conference. And gentlemen, I will get us started. We'll do little, very small spiels here and there on why we think that they're going to fit into these slots. In the Western Conference, at my number 10 seed, I have the Memphis Grizzlies. I think Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. are exceptionally talented. Unfortunately, there's not much around them, and I don't see the Memphis Grizzlies, especially with the struggles they've had in the most recent years. I don't see them really being much better than a play-in team this year. And number 9, I have the Los Angeles Clippers. All the experts and analysts have the Clippers obscenely high. It's a retirement home. Chris Paul's not a starting point guard anymore. Bradley Beal has proven that he is not the player that he used to be. And Kawhi Leonard's going to miss half the season. I don't understand why these analysts have him at like the 4 or the 5 seed. Like, sure, if it was 2017, 2016, yeah, we're having a different conversation. But I don't see this retirement community being any more than
Connor, can I make
seed.
a suggestion?
Yeah, of course.
So, for those of you that listen to the podcast a lot, you're not going to be surprised by this. Ryan and I did not come prepared for this segment in the slightest, despite being told about this about, 10 a.m. this morning?
10 a.m., yeah.
My suggestion is
also under the bus with you when you're like
because you also said beforehand
you didn't have to tell our listeners. I could have feigned my way through it. This is like a work presentation.
Anyways, my suggestion, Connor, was that we each say our 10, and then we kind of have a bigger conversation as a group. Because if you put me on the spot right now to go 10 through 1, I'm probably just going to read my list, and we're going to call it a day. Just to be completely honest with you.
Okay, I mean that's fine. That's fine with me. So we can start at we'll restart here at number 10.
Okay,
number 10. I have the Memphis Grizzlies. All the reasonings that I said before. We'll go. How about we go me, Robbie, Gabe, Ryan, and we'll just stick to that order for.
At my 10, I think there's a couple of teams that are interchangeable here. I have the San Antonio Spurs. Really young team. They're, I could see them maybe end up a little higher, but it's something I want to see on the court before I commit to putting them any higher. So I have them at 10.
Go with Gabe next.
I have the Pelicans in the 10 spot. Zion looks skinny.
Nice.
Good point.
That's a good point.
That is valid. And then Ryan, number 10.
Hold on, it's loading.
See, at least I have a list. He gets mad. He gets mad about me calling him out. Now we don't even have a list up.
I got the Houston Rockets at the 10 seed.
At the 10 seed?
So we can cut that if we want to. I asked ChatGPT in a vacuum to make not using ESPN or CBS or any websites predictive metrics or using other experts, right? I was like, you make your own bracket.
I think we bring fifth analyst ChatGPT into this. I think they're just a fifth one. Yeah, I think that's fine.
My prompt was what did I say? Predict the NBA playoffs for 2025, not using any online analyst or ESPN or anything like that.
I love it. Connor, don't put that in the TikTok. We have a lot of rage bait. ChatGPT said the Rockets are going to be 10.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I got.
So he's got the Rockets at 10. My number 9 is the.
Wait, Ryan, do you want to give your actual? Do you have an actual list?
I'd probably go. The Grizzlies.
Memphis Grizzlies. Okay. Fair. Number 9, I have the Los Angeles Clippers for the reasons that I said. It's just aging aging team. I think a lot of them are very, very injury prone. Unfortunately, I don't think the Clippers get any higher than the 9 seed this upcoming season.
And my 9 aforementioned team, the Memphis Grizzlies, again, like this 9, 10, 11 area in the West is pretty interchangeable to me. Grizzlies are good enough to make the play-in. Not sure they're good enough to even actually make the playoffs, but there is still some solid young talent around Memphis.
In 9, I have the Spurs. I don't know. I think the West is pretty good, and the Spurs aren't that good. So
yeah,
I do have the Spurs.
Number 9.
And ChatGPT has the Dallas Mavericks sitting at the 9 spot.
It's a little disrespectful. I don't love that. At number 8 here, I have the Golden State Warriors. I think this is either the end for Kerr or Curry. I mean, something I think is falling off this year, and I think that the most that they'll get to is a play-in spot. I think it's, with the experience, obviously, in Steph Curry, you never want to count him out in terms of getting to the playoffs and how far they could go. But, he is, 37, 38, however old he is now, and I think Kerr is going to be kind of checked out this season and, maybe after this season. So they certainly got enough talent and experience to definitely be in the hunt, but I don't see them being any higher than the 8th seed.
For me in the 8, you guys are going to hate this, but I have the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh.
And here's why. Ryan said it before we even came on. If they can stay healthy, they're a really good team. The problem being, that's a huge if when we're talking about Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, with another year under their belts, another year of wear and tear, I don't see them being healthy enough to be much higher than a play-in team. I really don't.
I think that's fair.
My 8th spot, I have the Cavs for the same reason Connor said. It's just absolute retirement home. I love me some Chris Paul, but man can't do everything.
Yeah.
I have the Warriors at 8. And ChatGPT has the Pelicans sitting at 8.
Hell yeah. Okay. The big Zion guy, ChatGPT is.
Exactly. At number 7, I have the aforementioned San Antonio Spurs. I think this is going to be, not that he hasn't played well already, but I think this is going to be even more of a step up and breakout improvement year for Wembanyama. Unfortunately, the team around him still isn't the strongest in terms of his support system. But I do think that he is going to kind of carry this team on his back to almost being a full play-in team. I think he's been looking really, really good in preseason from what I've seen, and I think he continues to keep that up and drag them to that 7 seed.
In exchange for putting the Mavs at 8 and number 7, I gave you guys a matchup that you would love to see in the play-in. I have the Los Angeles Clippers there at the 7. Much to a lot of the reason that Connor said, again, just it's a lot of older guys. They played a lot of basketball. And I don't know that they're going to put it together for one other season. Yeah. So I have them at 7.
Like Robbie said, I just have them flipped. I have the Mavs at 7. I think Cooper Flag's very good. Anthony Davis, coined by y'all, he's there, and that's about it. I don't like him.
It's a little disrespectful, AD. Still a good player. Gets injured a lot, though. So.
I have the Clippers at 7 too. They're gonna be in the play-in and then lose both of their games because they suck eggs.
There it is.
Still a hater in my heart. The ChatGPT has the Golden State Warriors at 7.
So my number 6, a decent amount of feigned outrage, I will say for me. I do have the Dallas Mavericks, not that much higher. I think this roster is legitimately very talented between Kyrie, AD, Cooper Flag. I think Russell was a good 6th or 7th man. I think there are some really, really good pieces here. But I have them lower in the playoff hunt because I think that the injuries / the rest periods or whatever is going to kind of catch up to them within the regular season. And I think they will really be fighting to not be in the playoff, or the play-in by the end of the season. But I do think that they might manage to just get over the hump in at that 6th seed.
In my 6, I have the Golden State Warriors because Steph Curry still exists and is still very good at basketball.
That's a great point.
Yep.
I can't argue.
Yeah. I also have the Warriors at 6, and I just shook because I realized I matched them up with the Rockets at 3. So we will lose that series. So.
GG's.
It is what it is.
Mavs at 6 because I want them to dodge the play-in because I know if we make the play-in that we will lose. So
it's very possible. What did Chat have at 6, right?
Chat had the Lakers at 6.
I'm not buying this whole didn't use outside sources thing. This is a little too
yeah. The bottom was a little weird.
Don't you worry.
Five
is juicy.
It's gonna be the Utah Jazz.
It's not, but it's good. I enjoy it.
At number 5, I have the Los Angeles Lakers. I think this is probably LeBron's, I would guess, second to last season. I think he's the kind of guy that would want a retirement tour, so I think he would have announced it by now if this was his.
Yeah,
I agree.
His last season,
maybe yes, dude. He's like the number one retirement tour wanter in the league, besides like Paul Pierce in the last 20 years.
LeBron's not retiring until he gets top from every NBA owner in every stop of that season. Okay, he's gonna get top in every city.
Absolutely slobbed. And it's like, if we don't play in that city, then he's going to wait till the next year to make sure.
Yeah. Just like a 10-day contract just to play on the
literally.
yeah. But obviously between him and Luka Doncic, who I do think, was still trying to find his fit over the past year within the Lakers. I do think that they have, kind of nailed that down, and it seems like they're working better together in the offseason. So I do think the Lakers figured out a little more this year and how to work together better, and really kind of focusing on Luka being the main driver in that offense. So I do have the Lakers at 5.
Speaking of dudes that look skinny, Luka's looking kind of skinny too. Just saying, I also have the Lakers at 5. So good pick, Connor.
Thank you.
Same here. Keep it going.
There we go. Come on. We're on a streak.
As Shannon Sharp says, Lakers at 5.
He's always
Chat GPT. Breaking up the Lakers at the 5-spot party. We got Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, we do. Hell yeah, we do.
You're damn right we do. Hey, honestly, ChatGPT's list way more fun.
Yeah,
I mean, our list too
boring.
chalky,
very boring,
too chalky.
Yeah. At number 4, I have the Houston Rockets. I think Kevin Durant was one of the best acquisitions that was made in this past offseason. I do think that the Van Vliet injury is brutal to the Rockets. I think that he's a big loss in that. But I mean, even tonight we're seeing that they're running that huge lineup. Their smallest player being 6'7", and the 4 other guys are above 6'10" in height. So, hey, if they find that and they find that it's working for them, that's something that's super unorthodox in terms of a strategy around the league. So I definitely think that if, KD can be enough of that first option guy, then they can definitely get in the top 4 in the West.
I also have the Rockets at 4. I think, to Connor's point, I think if Van Vliet is healthy, they're actually probably competing for a top 2 seed in the West this year. Without him, I don't see that happening as much. And I like the 3 teams I have ahead of them more, so I have them at the 4.
Put the Wolves at 4. This might be some bias. Ant's really good. I enjoy watching him play, but I don't know. I still think they're behind Houston, in my opinion.
That's fair.
I got the Rockets at 4 as well. Unfortunately, I feel like the top 5 we're all going to be relatively similar agreement on, but that's just kind of how the NBA goes.
Wait till I get to the East.
This might be the hottest one on the list from chat here. They got the Suns at the 4 seed.
Oh,
I kind of forgot the Suns existed because KD's not there anymore. It's just Devin Booker.
That doesn't make me laugh like the Kings one does. That just makes me sad. They're so bad.
And its reasoning is offense remains nuclear, but injury volatility keeps them from higher seed.
The offense will be nuclear if Devin Booker's dropping like 60 a night, maybe.
Yeah, he's gonna have to on that game.
That's true. That's true.
I keep forgetting Jalen Green's on the Suns. That is awful. Number 3, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves. I could easily have the Rockets in this spot. I just think that this is going to be another kind of step up year for Anthony Edwards. I legitimately think he could take the step to be like a undisputed top 5 player this upcoming year. On this podcast, not a fan of Rudy Gobert, so not gonna say anything positive about that guy. But Julius Randle, Naz Reid, I'm a huge Naz Reid guy. So
dude, who doesn't love Naz Reid?
Always has been.
So I got the T-Wolves.
I also have the T-Wolves. Connor, get out of my head. That's all I have to say.
We're locked in right now.
Yeah,
locked in.
I put Houston at 3. I just think last year not having that go-to scorer and now having it with Durant, assuming he stays healthy, losing Fred hurts a lot, or I would have them at 2. I do think we have a top 5 pick on the bench that didn't play much last year, and Reed Shepherd. He developed a lot this offseason, so I'm hoping he can really step into that starting point guard role.
Yeah, I have the T-Wolves at 3 myself. ChatGPT also has the Timberwolves at 3.
Good pick, ChatGPT.
Solid pick by Chat there. At number 2, I have the Denver Nuggets. I mean, in the past 5 years, they're perennially like a top 3 seed in the West. Obviously, with Nikola Jokic, who, he's the best player in basketball, and I don't really feel bad about making that take, even after Shea won the MVP, because Shea's bum. But Jokic, yeah, exactly. Jokic is going to carry this team yet again to a top 2 seed in the West.
I think people forget how hard it is to just be the number 1 seed, like every year, in and out. Like LeBron didn't even do it all the time when he's in the Eastern Conference. That was terrible. Mm-hmm. Think about those Hawks teams. Joe Johnson. I think Al Horford was there at some point.
Mike Bibby. That was
that was crazy.
That was Dave's talking about that team a lot.
Always think about that team.
That's fair. That's such a good point. But in that vein, I have the Oklahoma City Thunder at 2.
Yeah.
I think it's one of 2 teams, the Denver Nuggets or them. I just think it's really, really hard over the course of this long of a season to continue to be the number 1 seed. And they're already losing night 1. So this looks good right now. I know it's super early in the game and super early in the season, but as of right now, this makes sense. So I'm gonna go with the Thunder too.
The bias, the night 1 bias.
They're gonna win tonight now. I mean, it's guaranteed. Sorry, Gabe. I just jinxed the Rockets hard.
Probably. Just put him at 15 at this point.
Facts.
Yeah.
I got the Nuggets at 2.
You skipped Gabe. That was crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. I have the Nuggets at 2. I live here in Denver now, and watching Jokic is very fun. I haven't watched him in person, but watching him before, it was very fun. That series with the Thunder last year was just awesome. I need more of that.
Yeah.
Nuggets at 2. Not a ton of depth is the reason I have them here. Yeah. Just an older team than the Thunder, and I think the Thunder will be able to go through the grind of the regular season a little bit better and just be able to still be in that top seed. Chat agrees with these your opinions with the Nuggets at 2.
There you go.
Which leaves
my number 1 seed. I unfortunately have the Oklahoma City Thunder at my number 1 seed. I do think a lot of this comes down to them just being so young, and I think that I think that always plays an advantage in the regular season when you have these young guys that can just don't have to take these breaks and everything like that. And a lot of them, fingers crossed, are not injury prone, and so I think that continues through this season. And I think that they get the number 1 seed. I don't think they will win the finals. I do not think they will go back to back, but I do think they will be the number 1 seed in the West.
I already told you I have the Denver Nuggets at the 1 seed. I don't see them going back to back as the number 1 seed. Maybe in the NBA Finals. I also kind of doubt that too, but I got the Nuggets.
There you go.
I have the Thunder. I don't think much needs to be said. It's the Thunder.
Yeah.
I have the Thunder. Chat has the Thunder. Chat also gave me the projected win totals, in its own research.
How many wins it got the Kings at? That's what I want to know.
For real. Got the Kings at 48 and 34.
Respect.
What? The Thunder at 58 and 24. So nobody in the West winning 60 games. It has a lot of respect for how deep the West is. The Rockets at 10 are at 500 at 41 and 41.
That's kind of disrespectful. That's kind of crazy.
Wow. ChatGPT in its bag.
It's cooking right now. We're going to swing it on over to the Eastern Conference. And my 10th seed, this is more than anything because the bottom of the East is like really atrocious. It's really awful. And this is more in honor of my co-host than anything. The Charlotte Hornets. I've got it my number 10 seed. I actually think that there are some players on this team that have a real chance to have some breakout years. I think LaMelo Ball is only going to get better. I think Conca Nipple. I think Miles Bridges. I mean, there are guys on this team that I legitimately think have a future and could really kind of mesh well together. Whereas some of the other teams that were getting predicted at 9 and 10 have like maybe one guy, but nothing around them. This Hornets team feels like it could actually be a unit together. So I got them at 10.
To Connor's point, the bottom of the East is really bad. And even though this team does not have their best player, I think they're going to struggle a little bit without him. But I have the Pacers at 10, just kind of sneaking in there. I do think they still make the playoffs even without Tyrese Halliburton. But I don't see them doing much more than making the play-in game.
Yeah.
I had Toronto at 10. I think there's a lot of young talent on the team. We'll see if they can put it together. But like you said, a weak East, I think. So I have them at 10.
I have the Heat at 10. Not a whole lot to be said. I don't.
Spoelstra respect is that?
Yeah, they're not going to really go anywhere. They're just going to be a doormat, I think. Yeah. But you can literally pick 5 different teams to throw in that 9 and 10, I think, and nobody would argue with you. Chat GPT has at 10. They have the Bulls.
I don't love that pick, but maybe.
Well.
At number 9, I have the aforementioned Indiana Pacers from Robbie. I'm in complete agreement here. Obviously, I'm not discounting what Tyrese Halliburton means to that team, but I think a lot of people are overlooking the other talent they have on their roster between Mathurin, between Nembhard, between Siakam. The primary reason they were in the finals was Halliburton, but you can't get to the NBA finals without a solid team around your star player. And I think that this is a solid team. Not any more solid than a play-in playoff team, but I think they will get there nonetheless.
Not just to the finals, to Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Yeah. And the only reason they lost was because he blew out his Achilles.
Facts.
Agreed.
At 9, I'm with Chad. I got the Chicago Bulls. Honestly, I was kind of just shooting from the hip in the East to the bottom because I really don't think it matters. I think it's basically a crapshoot anyways. So I went with the Bulls. Lonzo, I think, is finally playing. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe.
So I got the Bulls there.
Put the Heat at 9. Like Gil said, Spoelstra respect. Doesn't make the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
I got the 76ers at 9. Embiid is going to play 10 games. Tyrese Maxey can't do it all himself. They're just not a good team. It's just over. It's Jover, if you will.
It's Jover for the Sixers.
I'm just like looking down at my list. I was feeling like I forgot someone. Yeah, 76ers just aren't on there. So you heard it here first. Sixers not in the playoffs.
You're like, that is a team.
I didn't have them either.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm cooking. Hold up.
Holy shit. I have the hottest take of all time.
How high do you have the Sixers?
Pretty high.
My guy is a Tyrese Maxey Glazer. So
ChatGPT has the Atlanta Hawks at 9.
That's a little disrespectful for the Hawks, I feel like, this year. Especially with how bad the East is.
Yeah, true. At number 8, I have the Miami Heat. Obviously, this is Spoelstra respect more than anything. Bam Adebayo is obviously a very talented player. I'm hoping Tyler Hero can have a little bit of a better year. I think he's kind of, ever since Jimmy left, I feel like he's kind of just been wavering at where he's at. I'm hoping he can kind of go up, but more than anything, Spoelstra wins games and he'll get to the play-in, but I don't know if they get anywhere past it.
At 8, this is a complete homer pick, but I do have some reasoning behind it. I have the Charlotte Hornets at 8. Like Connor said, there's a lot of, I think, really solid young talent on this team. And I know the Summer League doesn't really matter. However, for a franchise like the Charlotte Hornets, who have never won anything in their entire existence as a franchise, literally ever, to actually win the Summer League title feels somewhat significant, even though it's not really at all. It still feels important because you're actually learning how to win basketball games. So I have the Hornets at 8, excited about the draft class, excited to see if LaMelo can stay healthy, if some of those guys like Brandon Miller and Miles Bridges, like Connor mentioned, can take that next step. But I think at the 8, I could see it happening.
While it might be a homer pick, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Gabe, but while that might be a homer pick, I think that's actually some decent analysis. You get some young guys and be like, okay, let's actually change the culture. Like you said, it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, but the first thing they see when they get in the league, they're winning games, right? That has to translate to some level.
Probably inspires the actual roster too, because they're like, oh, we don't want the young guys to.
Yeah, Concanible's going to come in and teach LaMelo how to win. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Call it a 3.
All right, Gabe, what you got?
I have Indiana at 8. Like Connor was saying, not having Tyrese out there, that definitely sucks. But I think in your list of players, I don't know if you mentioned TJ McConnell, absolute dog in the finals last year.
Facts.
That's facts. That's a miss. That's a miss.
All right. Let's see what he can do.
Sure.
I also have the Pacers at 8. I think anybody who's with how weak the East is, thinking that the Pacers like somehow miss the playoffs just because they lose Halliburton after that finals round, I think is smoking the Benjamin. They're still a decent team, and they could absolutely do better than just making the play-ins. But I think that's where I have them. Chat GPT also has the Pacers at 8. So there you go.
Okay, there you go. At number 7, I have maybe a tad disrespectful after Robbie saying it, but I do have the Atlanta Hawks. This is more than anything just because like they have been, and I know they've gotten a few acquisitions between Porzingis and everything like that, but they have just been so uninspiring these past few years. And I feel like Trae Young really hasn't done what he was hyped up to do when he went to Atlanta. And this is more of a team where like I need to see it first before I'm willing to like put in, stock in them as a team. So I have the Atlanta Hawks at the 7th seed.
This is definitely disrespectful, but I'm going to do it anyways. I have the Milwaukee Bucks at 7.
Oh, that is disrespectful.
I mean, it's Giannis and
who?
I mean, yeah. I get it. Giannis is one of the best players in the NBA. Absolutely no doubt about that. I guess they did. Did they? Is that right?
What?
Did they get Miles Turner? Am I remembering that right?
That's a good question, actually. I think
he's not on the Pacers.
Yeah, he is on the Bucks. No, he is on the Bucks. Yeah.
It's also crazy that they have 3 Antetokounmpos on their roster, and that only one of them is ever playing. Anyways, yeah, I mean, that's just still not enough for me to believe in this team to go very far. Giannis will do his best, but I think even he can't do it, and I think we might finally see Giannis get out of Milwaukee next offseason, potentially. But I have the Bucks.
I was going to say, does Giannis finish the season on the Bucks?
That is a really good question.
Good question.
I mean, if they're trending towards the 7 seed, probably not, in which case they don't make the playoffs, right? Like, I think if they're, towards the bottom of the East where they might be in a play-in situation, then we probably don't see Giannis finish the season on the Bucks.
It also depends on how well another team is doing that might have a lot of salary cap or a lot of picks, and they're like, holy shit, like this could be the year.
Giannis to Charlotte, dude.
Why not?
That would sell dozens of seats.
It'd sell at least one jersey. It would be me. I would buy one.
Dozens.
I have Atlanta at 7. To be honest, I'm looking at the roster, and you have Trae Young, and Kristaps on the team, and that's all the people I know. So there you go.
There you go.
It's a good pick. I also have the Hawks at 7. I won't believe Atlanta can win anything until I actually see with my own eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly.
Atlanta United won the MLS Cup like 5 years ago, okay? And the Braves won a World Series like 4 years ago. So
more than Dallas.
For real. Yeah.
At 7, the Chat GPT has the Miami Heat.
Okay.
Supposed to respect.
Yeah. At number 6, I have the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham, I think, continues to be one of the most disrespected players in the NBA. He averaged 26, 6, and 9 last year with a block and a steal. That's a phenomenal stat line, and I think that he keeps that up this year. There's also got Jaden Ivey on the other side of the ball in the backcourt, and a pretty good big man in Duren. Yeah, I think this team is good. I don't think they're great, and I think that you probably need a few more pieces around Cunningham to really solidify yourself within the top 5-4 of the East, but I do think that Cunningham will be able to put them in that 6th spot.
These next 3 teams are completely interchangeable to me and will probably be in this range the entire rest of the season. I also have the Detroit Pistons at 6, to all of the reasons Connor said. The middle of the East, I think, is solid but not great.
Yeah,
in a playoff series, I don't think you're going to stand much of a chance against kind of the top echelon of the East, but I still think they're solid, and the Pistons definitely fit that bill.
I think the NBA is so like top heavy this year.
Yeah,
it feels like the top 8 teams are so much better than everybody else. Yep.
Put the Bucks at 6. Same reason Robbie was saying, Giannis and Miles Turner, and that's it.
And they have Kyle Kuzma now, apparently. Didn't realize that happened, but Kyle Kuzma's on the roster too. Yeah.
Well, let me write that down.
Yeah, move him up.
I also have the Bucks at 6. Not really super exciting.
Me?
He is.
I absolutely am. Chat GPT, little rude, but has the Magic at 6.
That's a little rude, but I can see it. At number 5, nothing new here. I've got the Milwaukee Bucks. Gabe, you brought up a really, really good point about, is Giannis going to be there through the whole season? I think that's actually a really key kind of fact about this team, because when Giannis goes, they become like the worst team in the East, like the third worst team in the East, something like that. So that's definitely a key factor.
Yeah, they're not worse than the Nets or the Wizards even without Giannis, but especially now that Kuzma is actually on the Bucks and he was maybe the Wizards' best player last year. So
when does Giannis enter free agency? Is that after this year?
Next summer,
2 more
whenever
years?
he wants.
I think it's 26 next summer.
Oh, it runs through the 2027-2028 season.
Oh,
so he's actually there for a little bit.
He signed an extension? What?
Yeah, he signed an extension.
Oh, okay.
That is crazy. So, yeah, I'm not. He will not be there. There's no way that he is going to be there the whole time. But maybe he'll go through this year. So yeah, I've got the Bucks at 5.
I have the Atlanta Hawks. This pick really just comes down to, can Trae Young be any type of efficient at all?
No.
Like, can we shoot a little bit better than 37% from the field? I don't even know what it is. It's not very good.
No.
That's all this pick is. I think he can. I think Kristaps helps this team a lot.
Yeah.
So I have them at 5. And the East also just isn't very good.
Put Boston at 5. I think losing Tatum hurts so much. And that's obvious, but you saw how they finished the playoffs last year. That's, it's tough to see. I think Jaylen Brown's very good. He can only do so much. And I don't know. I think they're losing their window, because I believe Tatum's a free agent here soon, or a lot of people are in Boston.
Before I get
the Celtics in my playoff,
Connor, what
is wrong with you?
The Celtics,
I wasn't ready.
Awful without Tatum. The Celtics don't have a roster. They lost Porzingis. They lost Porzingis. They lost Horford. They lost Tatum. The Celtics are terrible.
We did not just put
Horford in there is crazy. Yeah,
that was nuts.
Well, I was waiting to say Tatum was the last one.
Brother. They still have Derek White, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Connor, you're
okay.
You're hot.
Like, that's
absolutely.
Patrick's a dog. Are we forgetting?
What are you talking about?
Williams is still there.
Oh my god, they are awful.
Connor, they have more playoff experience than anyone else in the league, and not named the Denver Nuggets. Probably
with how weak the East is, you don't put the Celtics in is actually more blasphemous than ChatGPT. Spoiler alert: putting them at 1.
Celtics have Anthony Simons. How did I miss that?
I did. Before I get too much hate from Trae Young truthers, sorry, he shot 41% from the field last year.
Brother, there are no Trae Young truthers.
No,
maybe not
your
anymore.
apology.
No, there are.
That's
they
crazy.
exist. There's dozens of them.
All the OU fans that totally listen to this podcast.
Yes, correct.
Ryan, who's your 5?
The Celtics.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
And then who was Chat's?
Chat has the 76ers.
Got it. Robbie, you have the Celtics in your top 4?
Yeah, I do.
Guys, I actually don't understand. I don't think this is a good basketball team without Tatum at all.
I don't understand how you can say that it's not. Do you remember how many games Tatum has missed over the last few years?
I would actually be interested. I would be interested to see what their record was without him, because I can't imagine.
Didn't they literally win a playoff series last year without Jason Tatum?
I don't think that ever happened.
Am I misremembering that, or did they not beat the Orlando Magic in a playoff series without Jason Tatum?
Did the Celtics beat?
Did he get hurt against New York?
Are you really putting the Miami Heat above the Celtics? Is that really what we're doing?
I am. Oh, you're going to be appalled by not this next pick, but by my
smoking wiener.
At number 4, I have the Orlando Magic. This team's a good team. They've definitely come out of the woodworks in the last 2 years. Paolo Banchero, I think, is obviously one of the best young players in the league. And I think they've only gotten better. They acquired, who am I forgetting? They acquired, I'm forgetting his name. Desmond Bane? Desmond Bane went to the Magic, right? That's who I'm...
Yes, that is great.
Yeah, okay. So, I think that was a good pickup for them. I think he's a great kind of 3-and-D player for that team. So I've got them at the 4 seed.
I also have the Magic at the 4 seed.
There you go.
That's all. That's my
Detroit.
insight.
I put Detroit at 4. I'm a Cade Cunningham truther. I have his jersey in my closet.
There it is.
So that's all I have to say.
Oklahoma State legend.
Yeah, I'm just following Gabe at this point. I also have the Pistons at 4.
Yeah.
Our lovely, glorious ChatGPT has the Cavs at 4.
Well,
not impressed.
On any sports podcast, you always need an engagement baiter, and apparently that's what my role is today. At number 3, I have the Philadelphia 76ers as my number 3 seed.
And you didn't put the Celtics in the top 10?
The Celtics are awful. You're outdated. I'm not high. Dude, watch when it happens. Yeah, I am not denying Joel Embiid's rocky history with injuries. I'm not denying any of that. I know even Paul George missed half the season last year. Tyrese Maxey, I'm glazing.
You're such a glazer. That's the problem.
VJ Edgecombe, dog. Gabe knows all about him. You know, Baylor guard. He's the rookie. He was the number 3 pick in the draft.
So here's the fun part. So I don't.
Jared McCain. Are we forgetting like the talent on this roster, regardless of the injuries?
No, I just don't have respect for them at all.
Sorry, what were you saying, Robbie?
So the best part about this is, so I don't have the 76ers in my top 10, and you don't have my third team in your top 10.
We're just trolling.
I have the Boston Celtics at 3. I looked it up. They won 1 game against the Magic without Jason Tatum. That's enough for me to say they're going to be perfectly fine without Jason Tatum.
Winners.
Jaylen Brown is that dude. They're going to be fine. They still got some dogs. I got the Celtics at 3.
I put the Magic at 3.
They also won Game 5 against New York without Tatum. Sorry, keep going, Gabe. I apologize for interrupting you.
No, you're fine. I put the Magic at 3. I think Banchero's a dog. He took that step last year. I think he can be even better this year. They have I forgot they'd signed Desmond Bane or traded for Desmond Bane with him. I think that's a great high-low combo. And Desmond Bane can shoot it a little too. So
Magic fans will tell you trading for Desmond Bane makes this entire franchise. I also have the Magic at 3 after taking that shot at them.
What a surprise.
Yeah. We are nut to nut. Whatever you pick for 2, I'm switching. I'm not doing it. The
nut to nut.
Yeah, you heard that right.
Straight up.
The ChatGPT has the Knicks at 3.
Good pick.
There's a reason it has some of these other 2 teams at the top, and I don't think it's updated its rosters. So it's playing NBA 2K24 right now. Yeah. I think it's a little behind.
Hell yeah.
Following in Chat's footsteps at number 2, I have the New York Knicks. I really think that there is kind of no way that if you're predicting the top 2 seeds in the East, like it's the Knicks and the team that I'm sure we will hear shortly. But yeah, Jalen Brunson, obviously one of the best players in the NBA currently. Karl Anthony Towns, I think, has really kind of found his role and his fit within the Knicks, and he's been playing some of the best basketball that we've seen out of him since he's been in the league. They've obviously proved that they belong in that, the top upper echelon of the NBA team conversation over the last 2 years, and I think they continue that this year.
At number 2, I have the Washington Wizards. No,
oh my!
It's the Knicks. To Connor's point, there's 2 teams just far and away above the rest of the Eastern Conference this year. I think the Knicks are one of those 2 teams, even if the Celtics are kind of closer than Connor thinks they are.
I had the Knicks at 2, and then I looked up and remembered that they'd fired Tibbs, so now they're at 1. So the Cavs are at 2.
Oh, Gabe!
That's crazy.
God damn it, Gabe. I'm going with my gut. I'm going with the Cavs at 2.
When was the last time you guys had a different pick in the Eastern Conference?
I think they went 10 for 10.
That was crazy. ChatGPT, Chat has the Bucks at 2. And the comment is healthier season from Giannis and Lillard, chemistry finally stabilizing.
So Damian Lillard isn't there anymore.
That's correct. Defense still inconsistent, but regular season firepower keeps them in the top 2.
Interesting analysis.
We didn't even talk about the Trailblazers having Damian Lillard as a mascot this year. Like, does that help them at all?
That's funny.
Nice. He is, though. He's not going to play this year. Like, he's physically not going to play.
Can we just have
glorified water boy?
Why can't McCollum just go back to
I agree. We talked about this in the offseason. Bring CJ back. Let's get the vibes up.
Exactly.
They somehow might win more than they did when they were both in their primes.
For real. Actually,
they actually might.
So yeah, my number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, this team's really good, and they are a team that are like one of the best units in the NBA. To where obviously you have your star players between Mitchell and Darius Garland, but I think this team just meshes together really well. Did you guys know that Evan Mobley was the highest paid on the Cavs? That's kind of crazy. But anyways, no, he's a great player. I'm not denying that in the slightest. So this team is just super strong all the way around, and I think will be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Bueller?
I also have the Cavaliers. I didn't know if I needed to say it. And number 1, I have the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, it's the Cavaliers.
It's Durant and Harden's year.
Yeah.
ChatGPT also thinks so.
I'm still on like 2K, like 21, 22, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Ball.
I put the Knicks at 1. I think
because Tibbs isn't there.
Yes, that's one of the reasons. I think letting Jalen go from Dallas is insane. He's so good. He was so good in that playoff series. Connor knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. That team is nasty. I love Mikal Bridges. That team's just so fun. I think the Knicks win it all.
So
wow, big prediction right there.
I did forget.
I'm gonna crash out.
I did forget that Tibbs isn't there, but we're really sold on Mike Brown being the guy for the New York Knicks.
Fair point.
It's not Tibbs, so that's all I care about.
I kind of think Tibbs is a better coach than Mike Brown, but to each their own. Game, to each their own. Go ahead, Ryan.
I have the Knicks at 1. They're also my pick to win the finals. So
what's going on? Are y'all
I'm a little
y'all hanging out on the weekends so we don't know about it?
We're really doing a little too much smooching.
A little bit, definitely a little bit of kissing.
Kind of transferring up. Chat has the Boston Celtics at number 1. Which is worse, the Celtics at 1 or leaving the Celtics off the list? You decide.
I think so. They're saying the Celtics aren't going to be top 10 in this Eastern Conference.
What?
I think it's really tough. Connor, who do you have winning the NBA Finals this year?
Oh God, who do I win the NBA Finals? I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be a Thunder. I don't think it's gonna be a Nuggets. I would either say the Cavs or I kind of think the Rockets have a legitimately very good chance. To be totally honest with KD, I think there's something there with that team.
I got the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, first round exit.
Who? Oh, the Rockets?
Yeah.
That was what? Damn. He's not been watching Rockets ball, Gabe.
You heard me.
I got the Denver Nuggets. I believe in Jokic. It's gonna happen. They're gonna do it again.
It's got yeah, exactly.
He's gonna retire if they win another one.
And he would deserve it, and he would be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, 100%. He's already a Hall of Famer, no? I mean, he's
probably, yeah.
There's no probably. There's
no
probably word.
I think he is.
Yeah.
What is
what is the
Hoff
say?
Probability? Yeah.
It's gotta be
rather
79. It's gotta be
higher.
It's gonna be lower than you think, and we're gonna be really upset about it.
Well, yeah, the active players are always kind of way lower.
There's some goobers on there that have really high percentages.
Okay.
Correct.
He is at 99.56%.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah,
that's how
I'm not upset about it. I just really thought it was gonna be lower.
The only is the 0.4% is that he didn't play college ball here.
They have Paul George at 97.86%.
Yeah, Paul George is a Hall of Famer. Yes. He's a bitch. But
let's say you're the biggest PG hater is just yeah, of course
he's a Hall of Famer?
You don't think so?
Based on winning what?
Paul George accolade.
I mean, he's still a hooper.
Yeah, listen, to me, Paul George is in the Hall of very, very good. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, how many All-NBA teams does he have?
He has 9. He has 9 All-Stars, 1 first team, 5 third teams. That's it.
Is that a Hall of Famer to you, Ryan? 20 points a game over the course of his career? Has he ever won a scoring title? Or
I definitely think he's been in the league long enough and has been in the spotlight long enough where he has been a very integral part of the NBA.
He wasn't even a first team D1 player. He was second team. He's a bum.
The only award he's won outside of making, he said, one NBA All-First Team, Connor?
Yes, he's made one.
He won the Most Improved Player award in 2012 to 2013.
After he snapped his leg and came back.
Was crazy.
No, it was before that. This was like, yeah, it was before that. He snapped his leg in 2014, 2015.
Okay. He also has a gold medal at the Olympics. So there you go. There's
Again, to me, that's out of Hall of Fame resume. Maybe I'm just too strict, but
I hear you.
I think being in the 90s is a little too high.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I would say like 80s to 70s is fair.
All right, we're going to move on from the NBA and quickly, Gabe, I know you're a little bit of a baseball fan, so we're going to quickly just mention that the World Series is set and is starting on Friday. It is the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Gabe, I want to hear from you first. You got a prediction for this series?
It takes everything for me not to say the Dodgers are going to win.
Sure.
I had a future on the Brewers, and they dog walked the Brewers like it wasn't even close.
Uh-huh.
It's sad to see. On the other side, though, Toronto-Seattle was a phenomenal series. Last night was a great baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
I love George Springer hitting a go-ahead homer to win the game. I don't know. I think the Dodgers do take it, unfortunately, and if they do, there might not be baseball played, not next year, but the year after. There's going to be a lot of negotiations. So anyway.
Yeah. Robbie?
I agree. I do want to give a shout out to Shohei Ohtani. Obviously they swept the Brewers, so I don't know if you can say it's the biggest closeout game by a player ever, but it's a pretty incredible stat line. So, pitched just a casual 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 10 strikeouts. That's pretty good by itself. Then on top of that, the man had 4 at-bats, hit 3 solo shots, and walked 1 time.
Good God. I was watching the end of that game, and, could be absolutely just blowing smoke here. Could that be considered one of the best individual performances of all time?
Yeah,
I think it would have to be, and that's I know it's weird to say. Like I said, I think it's one of the greatest closeout games of all time, which is weird because it didn't really matter. They had 4 more chances to beat the Brewers, but they scored 5 runs, and 3 of those were off of him hitting a solo shot, and he didn't allow a run in the 6 innings that he pitched.
One player with 10 strikeouts, no runs against them.
10 strikeouts. How many games in MLB history has a player had 10 strikeouts and 3 home runs?
None.
I can't imagine. Yeah,
it's got to be 0. It's like I'm just from like an offensive perspective in the NLCS. Like that would be one of the best individual performances of, like, let's say Dodgers history in like the postseason, right? And then you put in at 6 innings of absolute, pristine pitching to go along with that, and it's just like, I mean,
goat.
I mean, truly, like he could be the baseball goat. Maybe not MLB goat because he got over here a little bit later in his career, but like as a entirety of work, baseball goat, I think it's very, like, if he stays healthy, very much up for discussion.
Yeah, I think we talked about this at one point. Like maybe he needs another MVP or another Cy Young to like feel comfortable saying that. But again, who's doing that? And like not even in a regular season game, in the playoffs, you're striking out 10 guys and hitting 3 home runs.
Yeah,
in the NLCS,
he's got his 4th MVP coming, and he's 31.
Yeah,
is that? I mean, also we're glazing Ohtani, rightfully so, but the Dodgers starting rotation, man. I mean,
it's disgusting.
It's just not fair at this point. And I think Gabe alluded to it. Like, there's definitely going to be some discussions coming up.
Has to be a salary cap. And the team that you look at, well, there's 2 teams. The Yankees choke, so they're not as easy to look at, but they've also spent a metric fuck ton of money on their players. And this Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, those teams just have such an advantage in the sport that, yeah, if I was the Milwaukee Brewers, I'd be fucking pissed. Like,
but here's the thing, in the Yankees sucking eggs is kind of backs up the Dodgers point, is like, you can spend all the money you want, but if you somehow like can't put it together, like the Yankees really haven't put it together over the last 10 years. Now, had they been obviously above average, obviously, but they have not, there's no dynasty from the Yankees in the last decade. And the Dodgers have really, really started putting one together here.
Yeah, I mean, but the last few years also, Dodgers have Shohei Ohtani. So, like,
yeah,
I mean, maybe that's a little bit of an advantage.
Gabe, did you have something you wanted to add on?
Just from what Ryan was saying, the Dodgers did spend a lot of money. They also spent a lot of money on their bullpen, and their bullpen is terrible, or was in the regular season. And now in the playoffs, their starters are going 7 to 8 innings, and their closer now was a starter in the regular season, so they don't even need to use their bullpen arms. So they're just getting around it, and it's working. And I don't see how they lose. Unfortunately,
Don't need 5 starting pitchers if you just sweep everyone. It's actually super easy. Why has no one ever thought of this before?
Yeah. As long as you can get through the 8th inning, if your setup guy can get you one good inning, and it's onto your closers, so it's like, it's gonna be wild. Where does Skeens go? Where Skeens go to the Dodgers?
I think he goes to New York. I think he goes to the Yankees.
Skeens is for sure a Yankee. How big is that contract? $800 million? I mean, it's got to be
more than that.
It's huge.
Disgusting. Whatever it is.
Depends how many years, I guess. But like, how many years?
Lifetime.
For?
Yeah. 15. Might see a 15-year contract for Paul Skeens.
Yeah. Awesome. So that is getting started this Friday between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Obviously, the Dodgers going into that as the favorite. There are a few people that are like maybe the Blue Jays in 7, but I think all three of these gentlemen would probably agree that probably a bit of a long shot for the Blue Jays to have a shot at the Dodgers. But you never know. You never know. So, gentlemen, we are going to move on to what I think is a lot of our favorite sport, and we're gonna we're running high on time here already, so we're gonna kind of go through everything a little quick here. Going to talk about college football first, as we always do. Going to start with our Week 8 review. A few upsets, but nothing like terrible. But gentlemen, let's just start it out. I want to hear it from the Alabama alum themselves. 37-20, Alabama beat Tennessee at home. You guys were like, if DeBoer loses this game, we hate him. And he didn't. He did not let y'all down. Ended up winning this game by 17. What did you like about this game? What did you see here?
I mean, we just keep doing what we do under Kalen DeBoer. When we play a ranked team, we show up and play pretty well. The question will be, we have a test next week that I've been saying for way too long is concerning, and that's going to South Carolina when they're unranked. It's like Vandy or Oklahoma last year. Honestly, I didn't get to pay full attention to the game. Ryan and I were both actually at a wedding together during the game.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think we played pretty well. I think this is a pretty solid Tennessee team. Holding them to 20 points after what they did to Georgia's defense as well, I think is extremely impressive. So I'm happy with the performance. Can't say more. Got the first real trap game of the season next week, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. 4 straight ranked wins. I think is like, I couldn't tell based on some of the Reddit comments if that's like the first time that it's been done, winning 4 straight.
I read that it was without there being a bye week in there. So like teams have won 4 straight ranked games, so they typically have a bye week in there. We would did it in 4 consecutive weekends.
And definitely, you can scream SEC bias, but I think all 4 of those teams were like firmly ranked in the top 25 as the time we were playing.
3 of those teams were their only loss.
Right. I know.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting how Alabama's been winning games. Just comparing eras, Saban teams a lot of the times would just dog walk people. And Alabama this year has won a lot of games within a score or 2. I mean, it's always been a little bit closer. Yeah. So I mean, team is very impressive. That pick 6 to go to end of the first half was just everything you could ever ask for as a fan. Game was kind of over, I feel like, right there.
Took the wind right out of the sails for sure.
Yeah, it's tough to go back to the locker room and get your boys pumped up, and all of a sudden you're down by 3 scores when you were thinking potentially you could cut it to 10 points before the half. Yep. So, yeah, happy. Can't complain. I think you could argue we're the best team in the country right now. After this weekend makes the week 1 Florida State loss after the shit they've pulled for the last 4 weeks look even stranger. So
I think those weird week 1 losses may continue to pop up more often in the transfer portal era, where it's like you're walking into week 1 against a team that you know nothing about. I mean, you can look at their film from last year, but that was not the same Florida State offense that you would have seen last year. And Gus Malzahn also just happens to have Alabama's number.
I don't know what it is.
So I think that's something you'll see more often. But yeah, I mean, it just doesn't even matter anymore, even if Florida State is terrible, because Alabama's just rattling off wins right now and still has an opportunity for 2 more ranked wins for the season's out. So.
So yeah, I'll go through some of these kind of rapid fire, so we're not taking up too much time here. But obviously, and you guys can feel free to chime in. 2 huge upsets huge. One of them was absolutely massive, and the other one was decent. On this past Friday night, unranked Louisville beating number 2 ranked Miami at home. Carson Beck throwing 4 interceptions and 0 touchdowns.
I think that's your headline there.
Ghost out there, man. I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, people legitimately thought after the game, were like on social media, were like, did he get paid to rig this game? Like, people were legitimately asking that question because they thought he played so bad. It was kind of
that'd be crazy.
Gabe, did you have any particular insight to this game?
No, this was during homecoming walk around, and so it had on at the TV at the restaurant, and he was just horrendous. Every time I looked up, he was throwing a bad incompletion or a pick, honestly. Like, it was tough to watch.
Yeah.
Well, the craziest thing is, look at the box score, right? He was 25 for 35. So, like, efficiency-wise, he's been better this year. I think he sits at around, like, 72% completion percentage. Mm-hmm. So his efficiency was, like, slightly down. He took no sacks this game. He's only taken a couple of sacks in the entire season. You're like, oh, well, maybe some of the pressure was getting to him. Like, no, Louisville couldn't generate a pass rush. I don't know what stunts they were potentially running in the secondary. I didn't watch a lot of the game. I don't know if he was struggling with either zone or man or just some like weird shit that they were throwing out there. But like four picks is kind of crazy in a game.
That is wild.
That's wild.
Let's give a big shout out to Chris Bell as well from Louisville. 2 catches, 9 receptions, 126 yards, and 2 tutties on the night. That's a game right there.
Hello, stat line. So yeah, I'll go through kind of the biggest games, and then after I say all these, you guys can chime with the whatever. Minnesota beating Nebraska. That was another upset, 24-6. I mean, Raiola only putting up 6 points. I mean, that's not a great.
He got sacked 9 times, but that's been the complaint about him is his pocket awareness is dog shit, and it is. So
9 sacks is nuts.
Yeah. And then the other biggest upset.
Stat line.
And then the other biggest upset of this past weekend, the Big 12 is awful. Arizona State beating Texas Tech 26-22. What's going on?
My playoff.
There's my Big 12 championship. There's my Big 12 championship. Arizona State.
So okay,
they were looking great. Yeah.
And then Texas Tech lost, Memphis lost, and Nebraska lost, and now we're in a fucking blender.
Yeah, the UAB. That's tough, Memphis.
It's not a great loss.
Absolutely shambles. Shout out to Vanderbilt, who beat LSU. Robbie was right on that one, and 31-24. So shout out the Commodores.
LSU is bad, and if Brian Kelly loses this weekend, I am going to be insufferable.
Did I also not say Vandy was going to beat LSU? What the hell?
I didn't want to give you any credit because I don't like you very much.
What the?
You did, Ryan. Shout out Ryan. He got it right too.
It's absolutely crazy.
He did. And then some of the other biggest ones: Georgia beating Ole Miss 43-35. I mean, we knew. I mean, Georgia's the better team.
Absolute shootout.
I mean, you say they're the better team. They'd outscore them 17-0 in the fourth quarter to win this game by 8. Point. Let's give Ole Miss a little bit of credit. They played all right in this game, especially being in Athens.
I mean, Gabe, you say shootout, and I look at Texas A&M and Arkansas 45-42. We're getting up there.
Who loses? And I know we're probably going to get to it in the pick'em.
Who loses?
I can't wait. Texas A&M versus LSU is a movable force versus stoppable object, or whatever. Stoppable force versus movable object. I think it's
I think you nailed it the first time.
Both of those teams,
stoppable force versus movable object. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Both of those teams should lose this game upcoming. I really have zero faith in either of them.
Who's going to lose to Arkansas in the SEC? Because someone's going to.
Yeah,
100%. Someone is going to trip up
this
against this Arkansas team.
Oh, Auburn, yeah, maybe
back-to-back 3-point losses.
Missouri at the end of the year, maybe.
If they beat Auburn, I mean, Hugh Freeze might already be gone. If they beat Auburn in Fayetteville this week, Hugh Freeze is walking back to Auburn. They're not letting him get on the plane. There's no way. I mean, other than that Notre Dame game, their losses: Ole Miss by 6, Memphis by 1, Tennessee by 3, A&M by 3. They're gonna catch someone sleeping. I'm really glad Alabama is
favored, by the way.
Against
Auburn. Yeah, they are.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hugh Freeze, you are a free agent.
You've been promoted to fan.
Jeez.
There was a hailstorm in the middle of that game. It was wild.
Really? Oh, I didn't see
so
that.
Good.
That is crazy.
You've been promoted to fan.
And then two more I want to mention real quick. The Holy War, BYU at home coming out on top against Utah 24-21, another Big 12 matchup. And shout out Ryan for getting his super dog covering Kentucky taking Texas to overtime.
Easiest super dog of my fucking life. Texas is buns. Arch Manning can't read Goodnight Moon. I mean, it's just bad down in Austin.
Can't hear the very hungry caterpillar though.
Gabe. The Goodnight Moonlight.
But hold on, Connor. You're gonna give Ryan credit for the super dog that we bullied him into taking.
We did.
Not mention that we both mine also covered, and yours won the football game. I think you gotta give yourself a little bit of a pat on the back.
I will say the boys going. If we put a parlay on our super dogs, that would have been crazy.
Robbie, why can I not remember my super dog? Who was my super dog?
You had SMU plus 9.5.
Thank you.
It's a great pick. It's a great pick.
Man, my Clemson ACC win just keeps looking worse.
Same.
Who's winning the ACC? Is it still Miami?
Yes.
No, it is
Georgia
Tech.
Tech.
It is Georgia
I
Tech.
guess I think it's Georgia Tech, Miami, Louisville, or Virginia.
Virginia.
Gross.
Virginia beat Washington State. But why does Washington State keep losing by 2 or 3?
I don't know.
What's
It's really
going
weird.
on?
It's really weird.
Dude, I will hate watching the shit out of the Georgia Tech Georgia game.
That's gonna be awesome, though. That's gonna be an awesome game. What?
Look, I really want to go.
That's yeah. I was about to say you should.
It should.
Sounds
It's in
like a good
Atlanta.
What are you saying, Gabe?
No, I would say the playoff rankings came out about an hour ago, and Georgia Tech is hosting a playoff game right now.
I didn't realize the first playoff rankings right now.
I didn't. We will talk about that right now
today.
because I actually had the top 25. Here we go. Wait,
Fucking ESPN hasn't even updated it. Those bums.
wait. I don't have it either. I'm not seeing it. Do they not have it out?
I watched it on TV because it was before the Rockets game, so I don't know where it is. But
Let's see if we can. When do the first college? Are they still? Is it like still airing technically, or? But you said
no,
it was all done.
It's over.
That's so strange. College football release schedule.
I don't think they're out yet, Gabe.
Yeah, mine. I'm seeing
you smoking the
November 4th.
Did I get baited?
I think you got.
I think you got baited.
I think you might have.
You got baited.
Were they showing the AP on
Yeah,
the
that's
TV?
definitely
They won't be released till November 4th. I mean, we're just out here.
Were you also looking like the ESPN like power rankings? They have Georgia Tech at 7.
Maybe
we take a walk out of that.
I watched it on TV.
Take a walk after that.
Yeah, that's the AP
I
poll.
watched something
Gabe.
on TV. Anyway.
Yeah. Georgia Tech's at number 7 currently. Yeah, biggest movement in the AP poll. Miami's down 7 spots, obviously, after losing to Louisville. LSU down 10 spots to number 20. I mean, the bottom, we got Michigan, Arizona State, Illinois, 25, 24, 23, respectively. Tennessee down 6 spots after losing to Bama. So nothing too crazy. Yeah, Georgia Tech up to number 7. So nothing too wild in the AP poll. Robbie, we're gonna move on to our Week 9 preview, and we're gonna do our pick'em and see if Gabe can beat our guest from last time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, quick update on our standings. Pretty solid week all around for the boys. As we mentioned, we all at least had our super dog cover. Connor's won the football game. So good weeks all around. So I went 5-0 and hit the super dog cover. It's a pretty good week. 6-point week, light work. Connor also with the 6-point week. He went 3-2 in the pick'em, but got 3 points from the super dog win, staying right there behind me. And then Ryan went 4-1 with a super dog cover. So that's a nice 5-point week there for Ryan. So the standings as they stand right now, I have 28 points. Connor and Ryan tied with 26 points.
I mean, we're there. We're not chalked.
And Gabe, just for your reminder, in order to come back on for our college football playoff preview, you have to beat at least 4-1. And he did not hit a super dog. So if you hit your super dog wins, you're in a pretty good spot there. So keep that in mind.
5-0 or 4-1 with the super dog. That's all. That's all that's needed.
Yep.
Easy work.
All right. So the pick 'em this week. There's not a lot of great games this week, I wouldn't say. Nothing crazy. We'll start off the top 15 matchup. We have the Ole Miss Rebels visiting the Oklahoma Sooners at noon Eastern time.
I'm uninspired.
Yeah. I actually feel pretty good about this game. I kind of feel good. I kind of feel good about Ole Miss winning this football game. Yeah. After seeing Mateer in the Red River Shootout, I'm not convinced he's really ready to come back yet. Maybe I know they're on the road again. They were just in Athens. They're going to be ready to play on the road again. To my point earlier, Ole Miss was winning that game against Georgia for most of the game. Mm-hmm. So I think they go in. I think they beat Oklahoma and Norman. And unfortunately send Oklahoma's season into a little bit of a tailspin, which is not unfortunate. It's actually very funny. But I got the Rebels here.
There you go. I will also take the Ole Miss Rebels. If I don't have everything streaming in my head to take OU, I'm never taking OU. But also, Ole Miss just, took Georgia to a touchdown. I think Robbie makes an excellent point. I don't think Mateer is necessarily like 100% ready to be, back in full action, especially against an SEC team of the caliber of Ole Miss. So I do think Ole Miss will overwhelm the Sooners a little bit here. Gabe, you want to go next?
Go ahead and go. I also took Ole Miss. Mateer played fine against South Carolina. Nothing special. Trinidad Chambliss, a name I didn't know a couple weeks ago. He's a dog.
It's a great name too. It's a great name.
He's an absolute dog. I don't know. I think Ole Miss is gonna be able to score. OU will probably be able to score, but give me Ole Miss.
Right.
Not so fast.
There it is.
Gross.
Not so fast.
Gross.
I think Mateer and the Sooners used this game against South Carolina for a nice little tune-up. I think he played fair. OU ran the ball 40 times. They were in control of that entire game. Did nothing to scream flashy. Kept the playbook small. I think they'll come out against Ole Miss, all systems firing, especially playing in Norman. I think losing that game against Georgia in Athens was going to be a little bit of a rocker for Ole Miss, and to come up against another really stiff competition against OU, I think they're going to fall just short. So I got the Sooners.
I'm getting ads to go to Clean Old Fashioned Hate now on my computer. So we're just talking about me going to the game. Anyways, next up, a pretty important G5 matchup here. I think not an elimination game for both because one of these teams can lose this game and probably still make the conference championship. The other cannot, but the South Florida Bulls visiting Memphis also at noon Eastern time. And what is most definitely an elimination game for the playoff for the Memphis Tigers.
Yeah, I'll go here. I didn't take him before. I mistakenly took North Texas over South Florida, and as we know, that turned into like a 30-point incorrect answer here. I'm not doing it again. I'm going to take South Florida here. I do think that they've definitely proved themselves through the season, and have faced pretty solid opponents through the season, and have held their own for the most part. I think Memphis is a relatively decent football team, but I do think especially after using to UAB, that does not inspire me that you can beat the 18th ranked team in the country. So I'm going to go with South Florida here. We'll have Gabe go next.
I'll take Memphis. They lost outright it was like a 20-point favorite last week. It was pretty bad. They're back at home. They know their season's on the line, back against the wall. They're not going to lose again. Give me Memphis.
It's a great pick, Gabe. I think that's also the definition of a trap game, not just because the South Florida is visiting this week, but that UAB team just had their head coach fired, and Trent Dilfer, who, if you forgot that Trent Dilfer was coaching, he's coaching the UAB Blazers for some reason. They were terrible. So a team coming off getting their head coach fired, playing at home, right before you host a nationally ranked team at your home. Let's not overreact to a trap game. It is what it is. I still got Memphis winning this game and staying in the hunt for the college football playoff.
Not so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. I really do think the South Florida Bulls have surprised everyone this year and have looked really good in all their games besides the ass whooping that they got from Miami. I think the game that Memphis had against UAB showed a little bit of weakness. It's a tough loss. Like UAB, like we've said, not a great team. I think I got to go with the Bulls on this one. I think it might be a little bit of a slide for Memphis here, and South Florida's just impressed.
Next up, we have the most expensive ticket of the weekend, fellas, coming in at $267, hosting College Game Day in Nashville, Tennessee. The Missouri Tigers playing the Vanderbilt Commodores. Both 6-1, both 2-1 in the SEC, both still alive for an SEC championship berth. All the storylines, all of them, right here. What more could you ask for?
Oof, I have no idea.
I think it's my turn to go first.
Go ahead, Gabe.
I don't know. I'm trying to decide if LSU just can't run the ball or Vanderbilt actually has a good defense, because Ahmad Harding could absolutely take over this game. I think I'm going to go with the upset. Give me Missouri. I don't know. I love Diego Pavia. He's a dog. I don't know. Something feels weird. I didn't realize Bo Prabula had 7 picks on the year. I hate my pick already, but I'm gonna stick with it. Give me Missouri.
Yeah. You realized your mistake. You realized it. It's gonna be the Commodores. They're the darling of ESPN, college football, and everyone this year. They're at home. It's game day. All those things might scream go the other way, but I think their destiny this year. I think I got to go with Vanderbilt.
Robbie, I want to hear from you because I am so torn.
Not so fast, Ryan. Me and Gabe are locked in right now.
So am I inversing all y'all's picks this week?
You've inversed all of mine, so mine and Gabe so far, yeah. Gabe, to your point, is the LSU run offense bad, or is Vanderbilt run defense good? It's the earlier option. That LSU run offense is abysmal. And I do think that Missouri has the talent in the trenches to compete with Vandy. I think that's what you have to with this Vandy team. They're very, very good up front. I think Missouri can do that. Missouri hung closer with Alabama than Vandy did anyways. So I like the Tigers here. I think it'll be as hostile as Nashville gets, but let's not kid ourselves and act like it's not still going to be at least 50% Missouri fans in that stadium. I got the Tigers here.
Oof. Yeah, I've been kind of riding for Missouri this whole season, and that's not going to stop here. I think they are one of the better teams in college football.
It's going to either be a great week for Ryan or a really bad week for Ryan.
Well, I've also picked all 3 of the picks so far. I've picked all the away teams, so that's a little concerning for me.
That is scary.
Yeah, so I do think that Pavia is a more composed quarterback than Prabula, and I think a little bit of that is going to come. I mean, I don't see this game being like more than 3-point differential. Like, I think this really, really can come down to it, which is crazy. Like 2-3 years ago, if you had said that like one of the best games in the SEC was going to be Vanderbilt versus Missouri, people would have been like, "That's not happening." Yeah, I'm going to take Missouri here, probably against my better interest. But
there's still a good chance that one of these teams makes the SEC championship.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
That's the crazy thing, and we're over halfway through the season. Next up. We've picked a lot of Alabama games recently because they've played 4 straight ranked teams. But since we have 2 alumni of Oklahoma State University, I did add them in the pick 'em, but obviously I don't think anyone is going to pick Oklahoma State straight up against Texas Tech this weekend. So I'm going to give us all the 35.5 points that Vegas is giving the Cowboys right now.
35?
So
I see 38.5.
38.5. My apologies. Yeah. My apologies. So
we're picking the cover.
Oklahoma State plus 38.5 or the Texas Tech Raiders kicking it. I didn't write down the time. I think 6:30.
It says 3 p.m. or
3 p.m. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. Gabe, I want to hear from you, man. I want to hear if you think we're going to cover that or
Who hasn't gone first yet? Ryan hasn't gone first yet.
Yeah, Ryan hasn't gone first. Sure.
I don't think the Pokes cover, man.
So bad.
They haven't shown me anything that would say that they could cover against a team like Texas Tech. I mean, they lost 69-3 against Oregon, for Christ's sake. Like, well, I'm trying to look at what they've covered. Did they covered against
1 game against Baylor?
That's what I was gonna say, against Baylor. Yeah, Texas Tech is gonna get some tortillas going. I'm sorry, boys.
A lot of fines.
Texas Tech, yeah, they banned tortillas. Good point, Gabe.
Soft
might matter.
That the banning of the tortillas could be really important in this game.
My friend that.
That's the source of Texas Tech's energy. I mean, you can't even throw it on the field now. That being said, they're still covering 38.5. I'd probably need like 45 points to take the Pokes to cover here. I think they'd have a better chance of covering if Texas Tech didn't just come off of a loss too. Like maybe they're a little sleepy in this game, undefeated, but coming off a loss, I feel like they just come out and put it to them. I know Texas Tech to cover.
Fun fact: ESPN is not showing money line odds for the Pokes at the moment. So that gives you any indication on how certain they are that this game is going to go for the Red Raiders.
Yes, it is. In fact, turned off.
Gabe, we'll let you go last on this one. I do not think that the Pokes cover, in all honesty. I think that a good point was made before, where it's like Texas Tech coming off a loss, especially at home. They're going to want to take some frustration out, and unfortunately, Oklahoma State is an easy target for them. So I think they will cover.
This pains me a lot. So
it hurts.
I looked this up before the pod. One of the best teams in the country against the spread is Texas Tech. They're 6-1.
Oof.
One of the worst teams against the spread in the country is OSU. They're 1-6.
So you're telling me there's a chance
to Tech.
They're due.
But not so fast.
Yes. As you
should have covered last week.
True. Yeah.
Almost did. I don't know. I think Tech's very good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something in my gut.
That's a lot of points. That's like 5
points.
Yeah, it's a lot of points.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Nothing has shown me that Oklahoma State can cover that.
Yeah.
But
correct.
But
I'm gonna do it.
Sometimes you got to do the homer pick. Sometimes you just have to do it.
Exactly.
So I won't be invited back. That's okay.
The next one, our last one, Robbie.
The last game we're going to pick this weekend, the undefeated Texas A&M Aggies traveling to Baton Rouge to take on number 20 ranked LSU at 7:30 Eastern.
I'll go here. This is, I guess, not counting the OSU pick, I guess I've picked all the away teams this week, and that's not stopping here because LSU is bad. Like, Nussmeier has really not been anything close to, I think, what people thought he was going to be before the season started. So if you've noticed, Gabe is obviously on a different device now. A little bit of technical difficulties, but yeah, like I was saying, I'm going to take Texas A&M in this game. LSU really hasn't done all that much to inspire me. I think Nussmeier isn't very good, and I think A&M has proved that they're one of the better teams in college football this year, especially with Marcel Reed at the helm. So I'm gonna go with the A&M Aggies.
It's a great pick, Connor, and I'm also taking A&M. The one thing that makes me nervous is this feels like one of those games where LSU shouldn't win, but they just find some way to do it, especially because it's in Death Valley.
Yeah.
However, I don't know that how LSU scores on this A&M defense, to be quite frank. I know they just gave up 42 points to Arkansas last week. I just don't believe this LSU offense at all. I think Marcel Reed is going to be a problem for the LSU defense, and I still think A&M pulls this one out.
Ryan? What a pick.
I said when we were talking about A&M 3 weeks ago that they would lose to one of three teams. It would either be Florida, it would be LSU, or it would be whoever the hell they played last week, because I'm drawing Arkansas. I'm going with the Tigers.
Wow. Off the hate.
Wow.
I don't believe it. I just don't necessarily believe in this A&M team.
We're running out of time for them to get 8-4. They have one more win left, and then they can't get. Then
A&M's due for a loss, and LSU is due for a win. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at. Do I think A&M's a better team? Absolutely. Is it also a night game in Death Valley? It is. You know, there's a lot of things to make this spooky for the Aggies. So I'm going with the Tigers. We'll see what happens.
Mr. Gosney's got the last one.
Yeah, Ryan stole my thunder. I was going to go LSU. He finally picked with me. I agree. I think this is a game that in years past A&M loses, and frankly, I don't know if they do it again or not. But I'll take history on my side of this one.
I think that's totally fair. I think that is fair, Robbie. Should we move on to our super dogs?
I just have a couple of games I wanna just kind of circle on the calendar.
You want to do super dogs first in case someone's picking one of them?
I don't think either of these are in super dog territory.
Okay, heard.
First, would like to shout out the Sunflower Showdown for you uninitiated. That is Kansas and Kansas State playing this weekend. We love an interstate rivalry. Make sure to be on the lookout for that one. Kansas is only favored by 2.5. It is in Lawrence. Should be a competitive game. I think both of these teams are relatively evenly matched. The next one for all you sickos out there. This is the least expensive Power 4 football game you can go to this weekend. That is the Rutgers Scarlet Knights traveling in to West Lafayette to play at Purdoink. Big noon kickoff. Tickets as low as $7. Rutgers is favored by 2.5 on the road. What more can you ask for?
Anything else?
So bad. That's so bad.
Anything else?
So if you're a sicko, circle that one on the calendar. Crack a shower beer.
Gabe, you're a sicko. You're gonna watch that.
Hell no.
Here's a weird ticket price for you. Number 23 ranked Illinois traveling to 5-2 and 2-2 in the Big Ten, Washington. Tickets as low as $20 to get into the stadium in Seattle. Is there like a typhoon coming through?
Go see that game for $20.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Can I add one more game to the games I think will be good? Undefeated BYU goes to Ames this weekend. Ames, from OSU fans, is a spooky spot.
Scary.
I think BYU is very good at home. That stadium is elite. Going to Ames is no joke. Matt Campbell could choke this one, but that's one to watch.
Especially after by 3.5.
Yep. Iowa State coming off a loss to Colorado last week. Not what Iowa State was hoping for this season. Do they beat up the Mormons? Well, stay tuned.
It's Ryan's favorite pastime. So let's move. Let's move into our super dogs. I think we will save our guests for last on the super dogs, but I will start it off. The team I'm about to mention, they're not a very good football team, but it's a rivalry game, and they are at home. And the line is currently 14.5. I've got the Michigan State Spartans as my super dog this week against the Michigan Wolverines. Like I said, they're at home. Michigan, they're fine, but they're not as good as in years past. I mean, more than 2 touchdowns. I think if Michigan State's at home, I think there's a real possibility that they at least cover that. So I'm going to take the Spartans there.
It's a really good pick, Connor. I think picking double-digit rivalry game dogs is always
Ever a bad move.
Something to look for. It's in East Lansing too. I mean, I think
saying.
There's everything to see here for a super dog.
Yep.
Ryan, you go next. I have like 3 different ones I can't decide between, so I'm hoping you take one to take one away from me.
Do you have one, Gabe? I'm flip-flopping between 2.
I have 2, but I like one a lot more, so I can take that one.
Take yours that you like. Take yours that you like.
We said it earlier in this pod. I don't know if Texas is very good. They go to Starkville and
back
favored
to the well.
by 6.5.
That was what I was looking at.
Mississippi State has been very good at home this year. They beat a good Arizona State team. They hung around with Tennessee. I don't know. I think they can win this game outright. Texas almost lost to Kentucky. That was I don't know.
They should have. They should have absolutely lost to
Kentucky. Double outgained them. I like Mississippi State.
So here's the question now. Do I go back to my well, or do I take Ryan's well?
What's Ryan's well?
Come on in, though.
UNLV?
Very well. We have the Appalachian State Mountaineers visiting the Old Dominion Monarchs this weekend.
Jeez.
App State, 14.5-point dog. Old Dominion, no, I think they were a darling for a couple weeks there, especially after they beat the brakes off Virginia Tech, but they haven't really done a whole lot since then. So give me the Nears, plus 14.5 on the road. I don't know why, I just like it.
It's a great pick, Rob.
Thanks, man.
I'm not gonna hold you here. And I hate this. I think this one's gross. I'm not a big fan of it. but I think I don't necessarily really understand this line. I think it's bait, but I'm gonna go fall for it anyways.
No, what did we talk? Last week we talked you out of the bait, and it worked out. So
no, we can't, dude. We just gotta let him go. He's got to spread his wings, man. Like it's just
Houston is a 7.5 point dog headed to Arizona State.
This one is weird. Yeah,
what's going on with that? I have questions.
There's
some Vegas knows something. And I'm going to pay to find out. I'm going with the Cougars to beat my Big 12
champ.
Big 12 champ, early season prediction champ. Yeah, that's an 8:00 kick in the desert. So
I hate that pick. Again, I really don't like that pick at all.
Yeah, picking Houston at all, man, makes my stomach hurt. I never want to touch that.
My other pick was Colorado going to Utah down a 13.5 point dog.
It got worse.
No one giving any love to UCLA at Indiana. 25.5 points for the Bruins on a 3-game win streak.
That was my second one.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I almost went back to UCLA. Well, that's what I was getting at, but I didn't think they were going to win 2 of those. So I can see them covering 25.5 though.
Yeah.
And so those are our super dogs. I do have one that I want to point out as I would take this team and the points. Where did it just go? Wisconsin travels to Oregon. The Ducks are favored by 33.5. Wisconsin is the worst team in the Big Ten this year. They are bad.
The worst team?
Dude,
it's Purdue.
Yeah, they're 0-5 in Big Four or Power 4 play.
Yeah.
And they haven't scored a point in the last 2 weeks against Iowa and Ohio State. Give me all the points for Oregon in this game.
I was going to say, Wisconsin hasn't scored a point in football since October 4th.
Oh my God.
That might not change this weekend. We could see the Wisconsin Badgers almost go an entire month of football and not score a point.
Yeah.
That is a possibility.
Vegas has this game ending. What's
the team total?
Extrapolated score. Oregon's favored by 33.5. The total is 44.5. So Vegas has Wisconsin getting a touchdown. It's like 38-7.
What are the odds on Wisconsin getting shut out again? Like, what if I want to take an alt line Wisconsin under 0.5 points?
I just 33.5 is a lot of points in a conference matchup, as we obviously see with Oklahoma State and Texas Tech.
Okay.
But I think the Pokes have a better chance of covering that than Wisconsin has covering against Oregon. So
I don't know if we do. I'll be 100% honest with you.
I'm gonna be real with you, Chief.
I've seen Oregon win 69-3, so they can definitely beat Wisconsin by 33.
First-hand experience. We see exactly. So yeah, we will. While Robbie's looking at that, we will move on to the parlays, and we'll swiftly get through that, and then the NFL stuff. So yeah, for the parlay, I will start it off. I have my little 3-legger like I do always, where I have one money line, one cover, and then one over under. So my first leg, I have money line. Probably one of the best games that we're going to see in the NBA. So I have an NBA, an NFL, and a college football one. In the NBA, the Knicks are taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow night, and the Knicks are at home. So obviously, we talked about how we think these are going to be the top 2 seeds. I'm gonna take the Knicks money line only because they're at home, because the Cavs are actually favored in this game. So that was a positive money line there. So I like that, just first game of the season and them being at home there. Ole Miss and OU, I have Ole Miss covering 4.5 against OU because, as we discussed earlier, I do think that Ole Miss will just win this game. So I'm going to take that Ole Miss cover right there. And then I have over under in the NFL. The Cowboys and the Broncos line is set at 50.5. I'm going to take I'm going to take the under. I believe that's the highest over under line in the NFL this weekend. And I don't know. I don't really see that many points being put up between the two teams. So I'm going to go with the under there for a total of plus 652.
I couldn't find the odds for Wisconsin to get shut out. But if you want to bet on Wisconsin to score under 7.5 points, those odds are minus 275.
Jeez. Good Lord. Oh my God.
That is awful.
That's nuts.
Who has the next parlay?
I can go next. Dude, hold on. Did anyone hit their parlay last week?
No, I don't.
Can't imagine I did, brother.
I do not think
you don't even know. You don't even know. Well, you get then you get minuses. Then you get minuses. Did either of them hit?
I remember looking.
If they both.
Whoever took a hockey game, that leg hit. That's all I know because I looked at it.
You goddamn right it did. I'm 2-0 in hockey right now.
He's back to the well. I'll make sure to have it for next week, Robbie. I don't think
it's the exact same setup as we've had the last 2 weeks, Falls, because like I mentioned before the podcast started, hit it 2 weeks ago. This past week, it actually would have hit had Tennessee not thrown a pick six with like 2 seconds left in the first half and maybe just scored some points. So we got the same setup. We got a first half spread, we got a touchdown score, and we got an NHL money line thrown in here for the fellas. So first up, Bills at the Panthers. Bryce Young is out. I'm going to take the Bills to cover 4.5 at halftime against the Panthers. Yeah. I just don't really know how that doesn't happen. Panthers are on a great streak. I think Bryce getting hurt really, really hurts them. I don't know how Josh Allen off a bye week isn't up by at least 4.5 points at halftime. I really wanted to take Lamar Jackson as my anytime touchdown scorer, but I'm not sure that he's going to play, which is unfortunate.
It's kind of up in the air.
So instead, I'm going to take a guy that is very due, extremely due, and a game that might kind of be a blowout in the other direction, but I still think he gets one. I got Tony Pollard, anytime touchdown scorer on the ticket. He's due. He's so due. And then last up, NHL game. This is tomorrow night. The Detroit Red Wings visiting the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres were favored in this game. The Sabres are ass, like hot booty cheeks ass, and have been for a very long time. The Red Wings are on like a 3 or 4 game win streak. I got the Red Wings winning this one in Buffalo. All of that totaled up plus 1132 on the parlay this week. So I like that one.
Who's next?
I can go. Oh.
No, please.
Rob, I got you beat by 2 points. Mine's plus 1134.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's a little underdog parlay that I like here. I know what I said earlier. We're going to start Friday night. Give me the Blue Jays, just money line straight up game 1. The Dodgers played in the wild card series, so they haven't had a week off since the All-Star break. They've been playing every day. The Blue Jays did have a week off at the beginning of the playoffs, so they know a little more rest versus rust. So I think the Blue Jays jump out and get them game 1. To college football, Connor took the cover. Just give me the straight up. I'll take Ole Miss over OU. I think they just win flat out. And then to the NFL, in case you didn't see the abomination that were the Texans last night, it was awful. Give me the Niners straight up on the road. Mac Jones has been way better than I ever want to give him credit for, but Texans are favored by 1.5. I don't know. Nico Collins got a concussion. I don't know if he's going to be out or not. Either way, we looked so bad yesterday. So just give me the Niners.
And on a short week with a concussion, I'd be pretty surprised to see him play on Sunday. But you never know, I guess.
So anyway, that's plus 1134 for the parlay.
Here we go again, James. Don't know how we're gonna win one, but we're gonna try. We're gonna start off with the one that I just hyped up. Oregon favored by 33.5. I'm taking that. The Bengals host the Jets. The Jets are hot ass. The Bengals might have something here with Flacco. The Bengals are only favored by 6.5. I think I'd take the Bengals to cover 6.5. And then 2 teams that are also booty cheeks. Miami scored 6 points last week against the Browns. They head into Atlanta. The over-under is set at 44.5. I think that's too many points for those 2 teams. We're going to take the under there. Haven't done the math. I would imagine, since those are all straight lines, that's something or other. So, that's where we are.
Why don't you cook that up and send me a screenshot, Chief, so we can figure out those odds.
Get right on that.
Yeah.
So we will move on from the parlays and we will head on to the NFL very, very quick because I want to get out of here, to be totally honest.
We are almost at 2 hours. Shout out us.
Yeah. So
we'd just be vibing and chatting.
Which parlay are we taking?
Oh, sorry. No. Wow. He knows our show better than we do.
Day one, I told you.
He is a day one. That is no cap.
Whose parlay are we taking? Who's do we
Gabe's.
like?
Gabe's.
Okay.
Biggest number. I like big number.
Let's do it.
We will take the guess. And speaking of Gabe, I want to give you the floor. You spoke about it a little bit here, but NFL Week 7, the Houston Texans lost to Seattle Seahawks 27-19. You texted me. You were not in a great state. You were disparaged with this team. You were not happy. I want to give you the floor a little bit to speak about the Houston Texans and the disappointment that you have felt this season.
So I'll begin by saying thanks I'm in Mountain Time, so it's a little better, but an 8 p.m. kickoff on a Sunday is just insane. 10 p.m. on the West Coast or the East Coast. What are we doing, Roger? I turned this game off and then back on 3 times because the Texans kept forcing turnovers. They forced 4 turnovers and blocked a field goal. And the offense couldn't do anything. They also scored a fumble touchdown. And it was just so bad. The O-line is awful. Stroud didn't play well. I don't know if he's all to blame, but the O-line was terrible. I think the coaching is a problem. They are so undisciplined. There's just so many penalties. It's ridiculous. And I don't know. The game ended on an unnecessary roughness where we had the guy stopped on 3rd down, was going to get the ball back like 20 seconds, so it probably doesn't matter. But our defensive lineman decided to belly flop on the pile, and they threw in unnecessary roughness to win the Seahawks the game. So
that's like the second or third time that's happened this season. Why are players doing that?
I don't know. I mean,
the Georgia kid did that too.
That's what I'm saying.
To be fair, the whistle wasn't blown, but there was really not much need to do it. I think it's a light call, but it's the no fun league. So what do you know? So anyway, the Texans are in shambles. It's bad. So that's all I have.
Yeah, I believe
Stroud threw the ball 49 times.
Because we can't run.
I believe I had the Texans as my AFC in the AFC Championship. I don't know if that's going to come to fruition.
That was a take.
Anymore. Yeah,
my Cowboys take is looking real good.
The Bucks, the best so far, maybe.
Yeah, but then they got trounced by the Lions this past weekend.
What's happening?
So not going to really go into too much conversation here. The Chiefs shutting out the Raiders 31-0. The Miami Dolphins are
bad.
Horrid.
Really bad.
Mike McDaniel's gone tomorrow.
That man walking. Right? I'm surprised he didn't get fired today.
No,
should have been tarmacked.
Especially because he's making comments about Tua, and he's like, "I'm surprised he's not throwing 10 interceptions." It's like he's trying to get fired. He does not want to be there.
He just looks like a
Dylan
dumbass.
Gabriel threw for 115 yards, and they lost by 25 points.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm with Gabe. He's also making himself look a little stupid for future jobs. It's why would anybody want to hire you as a head coach if you're acting like this for your organization?
I just meant his actual looks. He looks like a dumbass.
Yeah, insulted physically.
Robbie, you care to quickly comment on the 13-6 win over the Jets? It's kind of a sicko game.
Win's a win, baby. I said they were going to lose at the end of the week. In the NFL, a win is a win, especially on the road. Bryce Young went out in the 3rd quarter with the high ankle sprain, like I mentioned. Andy Dalton is playing this weekend because Bryce is going to be out for probably a couple weeks. The Jets defense is good. Let's not hate on the Jets defense. They also only let the Broncos score 13 points before that. So, win's a win. I think, unfortunately, my 9 wins is probably out the window. Playing. Because Bryce, I think, has some command of the offense now, but you never know with the Red Rocket. He gets you a couple. So,
never know.
We'll see what happens.
It's Connor's nickname.
The Rams. The Rams kind of giving it to the Jaguars 35-7. It's a little surprising, especially how well the Jaguars played this season. Excuse me. And the last one I wanted to mention, obviously the Lions beating the Bucks 24-9. Really good game there from Jahmyr Gibbs. And then Cowboys finally having a semi-convincing win over the Commanders 44-22. So definitely a good game out of the boys there. In week 8, nothing necessarily to write home about. The Eagles are going to look to get their revenge against the Giants. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Got some bigger lines this week. There's a lot that are hovering right around the touchdown point differential.
Mm-hmm. The Colts are favored by 14.5, 13.5.
Oh,
that might not be enough.
Yeah, here's the thing. the whole like traditional wisdom, if you see like double-digit points, a lot of the times like you potentially take the dog. The Titans are so fucking bad. I mean, it is laughable. And like, I'm still waiting for the Colts to fall off. Like, I'm still waiting for them to not be as good as they've obviously shown 6 out of 7 weeks so far.
Best record in the NFL.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen this week, especially in Indy.
That's crazy 6-1.
So you got the primetime games this week. You got Minnesota visiting the Chargers on Thursday night football. You have Green Bay visiting Pittsburgh for Sunday night football, and then the probably Jaden Daniels-less Commanders going and visiting the Chiefs in Arrowhead for the Monday night game. Chiefs are also a double-digit favorite there, anticipating Daniels doesn't play. I think Gabe's already touched on the Houston game. Cowboys go to Denver. Should be really interesting with how good our passing offense has been this year, going up against that Denver defense. Should be exciting and might actually show how good of a season Dak has been having.
Yeah. In terms of the NFL, that will wrap it up for us. And in terms of this podcast, we're going to wrap it up there. Gabe, thank you very, very much for being on. We want to wish you luck in your pick'em. So hopefully you can be back on at the end of the season. You know, the Oklahoma State cover was a little bold, but, you know, maybe if you hit your super dog, we'll see what happens.
I mean, that could hit. You never know.
No, absolutely. All right, Robbie, you want to sign us out?
Yeah, for myself, Ryan, Connor, and Gabe, thank you again for listening into the podcast. Please go like, subscribe, comment, all of those things on all social media platforms. We're out there. Connor's making content without help from Ryan and I, as per usual, despite him asking for it specifically. But we just bring the content. We don't actually make it. So thank you again for listening, and please gamble responsibly.